Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to speak in support of Bill S-238, an act to amend the Wild Animal and Plant Protection and Regulation of International and Interprovincial Trade Act, importation of shark fins. I'd like to thank the member for Beaches East York for seconding this bill, and I pay tribute to the Honourable Senator Michael MacDonald for his tireless work getting S-238 passed through the Senate. I'd also like to acknowledge the work of his staff, Ewan Dunn and Catherine Dunn. It's been a pleasure to work with both of them on this critical issue. Mr. Speaker, this bill bans the importation and exportation of shark fins into and out of Canada that are not attached to a shark carcass. It provides an exception for ministerial permit if the importation of fins is for scientific research and benefits the survival of the species. It enshrines into law a prohibition of the practice of shark finning. Shark finning has been banned in Canada under licensing conditions since 1994, but shockingly, the importation of shark fins continues to be permitted. Mr. Speaker, since 2011, 5 private members' bills banning the trade of shark fins have been introduced. In that time, nearly 1 billion sharks have been butchered and killed for their fins, shrinking the international shark population and driving dozens of shark species to near extinction. Last year, Canada imported 170,000 kilograms of shark fins, a 60% increase over 2012 levels. Shark finning is the horrific practice of cutting the fins from living sharks and discarding the remainder of the shark at sea. The sharks then drown, starve to death, or are eaten alive by other fish. It's a brutal fishing practice. Mr. Speaker, as top predators, sharks play a key role in maintaining ocean health. Dr. Dirk Stenke, Adjunct Professor, Center for Biodiversity Genomics, University of Guelph, testified to this at the Senate Fisheries Committee in December 2018. He said, quote, "Sharks are not only the most vulnerable, but also probably the most important when you speak of an entire ocean as an ecosystem. They maintain all the species below them in the food chain or in the food network. For us as scientists, they serve as a very important indicator of ocean health because we can immediately see that if they're not doing well, then something along the food network is also not doing well, and we can probe further into that," end quote. Unfortunately, due to shark finning, shark populations are plummeting around the world. The International Union of Conservation for Nature reports a quarter of all shark species are threatened with extinction as a result of shark finning. Some populations have dropped by a stunning 99% over the past 50 years. The best way to curb illegal finning is to stop the international trade in shark fins, which has been linked to organized crime, as Rob Stewart's films Sharkwater and the sequel Sharkwater Extinction clearly demonstrate. In 2013, I tabled Bill C-380, but it was defeated by 5 votes. Many MPs who are now in the governing party supported that bill, and I hope that they will support S-238. I was honored to work with my friend and Canadian filmmaker and conservationist Rob Stewart, whose 2006 award-winning documentary film Sharkwater shed light on the horrific practice of shark finning. Rob tragically died last year filming the sequel film Sharkwater Extinction. However, Rob's parents, Sandy and Brian Stewart, have continued his work, educating the public on the need to protect sharks and on the essential role sharks play in our ecosystem. I encourage all MPs and the public to see this award-winning film. Shark finning is decimating one of the most critical species on the planet to satisfy the demand for shark fin soup. Yet the fins have virtually no flavor and add 0 nutritional value. Canada can become a world leader in shark conservation and ocean stewardship by adopting this legislation. With a federal election expected on October 21st, it is imperative that S-238 gets through debate, be reviewed by the Fisheries and Oceans Standing Committee, receive third reading and royal assent, all before the election is called. Sharks and the marine ecosystems that depend on them cannot wait for another election. Canadians are watching and they're waiting for Parliament to act. A petition at change.org calling on Parliament to support Bill S-238 has received over 250,000 signatures. I implore all MPs to pass this bill and put an end to the destructive practice. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to acknowledge several people and organizations who have done tremendous work on this. I mentioned Senator Mike MacDonald, Brian and Sandy Stewart, but also Oceana Canada, Humane Society International Canada, International Fund for Animal Welfare, numerous municipalities, conservation groups, and concerned citizens right across the country who are working to pass resolutions to support S-238. Thank you for all of your hard work. And I'd like to encourage all MPs to move this through the House as quickly as possible. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.